Hi, this is Earth Realms Readings, and I thought I would have this video as a twofold video. One as a very overdue channel introduction, and two as a day in the life vlog. I live part-time in Glastonbury, and I was going to move there full-time, but I have an elderly mother who had a fall before Christmas, and so it means that I'm going to have to spend half a year with her and then half a year in Glastonbury. So I kind of live half the time with my mother in the the North Midlands, and then half the time in Somerset. So I'm going to give you a quick tour of my altar and just explain a little bit about me, so that those who are watching me or want to subscribe know kind of what my interests are and my practices and so forth. So this is my altar, and the oils on here are oils I've made and they're charging. So I've been making some oils to charge. I am a witch. I would class myself as I'm an ancestral folk witch, more leaning towards traditional witchcraft rather than Wiccan or Gardnerian or Alexandrian. That's kind of my practice. I do honour the god and the goddess. This is more a goddess altar. I do have a representation of a god. It's a small green man, which I ordered from somebody, and that's my god representation. I'm very much connected to the earth and the forests, which is why I have the green man and the horned goddess. I also connect with the goddess of Glastonbury because I am a temple Melissa. When I'm in Glastonbury, I work in the temple as a Melissa, which is basically holding space that keeps the temple open for allow people to come in and honour the goddess or have some space for contemplation. There is a video for that, which you will see if you look on my video lists, touring around the temple. So this is I use this altar primarily for goddess-centered work and healing, really. So that's kind of that. And I'm going to just show you my other altar now, which is over here. This is my ancestral altar. Now, the only two people on this ancestral altar that are still living are my mother here, who I live with part of the year, and then myself here. Everyone else on this ancestral altar has passed away. I have my paternal grandparents when they were young, and then subsequently when they were elderly, and I loved my grandparents. Didn't particularly like my mum's grandparents. Well, I never knew my mum's father, but my mum's mum wasn't particularly great. But my dad's mum and dad, I absolutely loved them, showed me so much affection and love. And so a tour of this is where I venerate the ancestors and I work with the ancestors. Now, anyone that's family and has passed away obviously goes on my ancestor altar, whether they're family by marriage or blood or even close friendship to me as a family. This arrived this morning. It's a spirit candle. You'll have to excuse me, I've got a bit of a chill, so that's why I might sound a bit croaky. And this is on the ancestor altar, and I'll just give you a tour of it. The animal bones represent the ancestors of the earth. I've got some crystal cut skulls here for that ancestral connection. Beautiful skull candle, which is far too nice to burn. Now, all these things on the altar mean something. I have a cat here. This was my cat. I had this cat for a long, long time, and he died probably about 15 years ago now. And I got him because at the time I was at university, and my professor was moving into halls of residence, having separated from his wife, and he asked me to look after his cat while he found lodgings, and that looking after his cat became permanent. And I loved Monty. I absolutely adored him. And so he's on my ancestor altar. And then I have my great aunt. Now, her sister, who I don't have photos of, her sister was a crystal ball reader and read the tea leaves, which I'm presuming I've got my abilities from. I've got an ancestor bottle here I made. My father passed away in September 2018, and he was 89, so he'd lived a full life, but it was cancer, unfortunately. And I've got a few things that belong to him there. He loved bowling, so that's his bowling trophy. And then moving here, finally, because I've done my grandparents, that's my husband, Ken, here and here. We were both archaeologists, and he'd graduated from archaeology. That was saying about 23 years ago, something like that. And that's my husband. I still call him my husband. He might not be Earthside anymore, but he's still my husband. And that was our wedding. We were married about 20 years ago. And there's a little poem on the back, and then there's something there, a little card at the back, which I'm not going to show you. It's personal. I wrote for him after he'd died. That was his little hip flask. And those roses there were what was on his coffin. They were gifted to him from a friend. I also gave him roses, but mine didn't last very well. And then I've got a little jar there of, you can't see them very well, I'll pull them. These came this morning, and I'm actually growing these. The Snapdragon seed pods that are skull shaped. And these go on the altar to represent the collective dead. But also if you place them in front of a mirror, it's supposed to ward off gossip as well. So this is my main altar because I am an ancestral folk witch. And that's a little bit about me. My husband died 6 months after my father. My father's death was expected. My husband's death wasn't. And I'm going to do a video about that because I'm going to try and do more videos on my YouTube channel, book reviews, day in the life vlogs, and different things. Now this was going to be a day in the life vlog, but I've changed my mind and I'm just going to use it as a kind of introduction video. I also have an online Etsy shop. I think I've got the link on my YouTube channel, I think. And I offer online readings. I have some very good clients that have returned and keep coming back. I'm also a Reiki master, so I do Reiki healing, and I also do Reiki attunements. I am attuned to the Sekhem Reiki, which is the Egyptian Reiki, and the Angelic Reiki, and I have other healing modalities as well. So that's an introduction about me, and I'm going to leave it there. And I'm going to upload this as a channel introduction. And I would like to say to all my subscribers, thank you for being subscribers and welcome to any new subscribers. So I'm going to wish you blessings. So blessed be.